Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to a short episode. Why a short episode? Because I need to compensate for my massive No, I'm kidding. Because today was leg day and I'm just tired, right? I've been training calves, but not these calves, but rather these calves. So I just don't have much energy for what is this, guys? What is this, guys? What is happening?
Brother, what's that? What's that, brother?
No. Hell no, guys. We're not doing this today, right? Instead, let's move on to this other video, guys, of this cutie patootie. And I kid you not, before we get started, before you like and subscribe to support the channel, I kid you not, I've been browsing through TikTok for 30 minutes trying to find a TikTok that doesn't make me want to vomit in my mouth, alright? It's that intoxicating. Like, every video was so bad. Every 304 on there was so bad. I needed something milder. And I've taken 30 minutes and this is the best I came up with, alright? So, let's get started, guys. I'm 35, broke, living in a tiny room. Here's my story.
I'm 35 years old, I live in Tenerife, and I'm renting a room for 400 euros in the capital of Tenerife, Santa Cruz. But this is not the life I've imagined. Actually, at 35, society is waiting for us, and maybe probably our parents are expecting that by this age we have a house, a car, a family, kids, a husband, wife, wherever. I don't have anything of that. I'm divorced and I'm single. I'm super single.
Yeah, look, I know that times change, especially 4,000 years when I was younger. I know the times change, right? The economy is different. It's harder to own a house at this age now than it was before. All that we get. But not only are you single at 35, but you're also divorced. Like, you're trying to speed run failing at dating, you know? It's like the bar is so low, guys, when it comes to expectations. But not only that, you go out of your way to make it even worse. And body count is probably upper double digits after the divorce, right?
And all I can afford is a room for 400 euros in Tenerife, Canary Islands. I'm an immigrant from Belarus, and at some point 3 years ago I decided that I better live here in Spain, in Canary Islands, rather than in dictatorship country like Belarus. So I chose freedom.
Guys, are all women in Belarus bodies such as this one? Because if they are, I'm booking my trip right now, you know? All this to say, she's so good looking, guys, so good looking. Can you imagine failing at dating being this attractive? It's impossible. I cannot imagine it. It's hard for me to comprehend how you can be that attractive and be 35 and divorced, alright? Like, this woman, guys, probably has the attention and has had the attention throughout her life of thousands of men, okay? Thousands. And she chose one that ended in divorce. Now, I don't know the story of that, but still, it's like, how do you fail having so much attention, right? But we'll move on to that later.
So I chose freedom. Not a very comfortable, amazing life I've imagined, but free and living in Europe. I already know how it feels to live in a room.
Belarus is also in Europe, but anyway.
In a shared apartment. The apartment is amazing. People I share this room with, an apartment with, are very nice and very beautiful too. It took me 2 months to find this apartment, 2 months to find this room, 2 months to find these beautiful, amazing people I live with. All I can say is just don't give up. Don't give up on your dream. Don't give up on where you are. If you've ever been in such situationship like I am right now, please.
Oh, please don't say the word situationship. It's not what she meant. She meant situation, but please don't say situationship. At this point, it's like those soldiers, you know, that you give them a keyword and they blank out and they start murdering people. That's what happens to me when I hear that word. But anyway, there are 5 seconds left. Let's finish it.
Comment down below. Let's discuss and let's create a nice community.
Cheers. Anyway, seems like a pleasant woman, right? Don't get me wrong, guys. Maybe she's not a 3 or 4, I don't know. But kind of assumed because she's attractive, and we all know that any woman that is above a 6 is immediately automatically a 3 or 4. I've never seen a woman above a 6 that has not been around the block, so I doubt this will be the first one, you know? Probably dating all the Spanish boys, the ones that are not gay, because Spain at this point I think is like 60% gay population. But anyway, sorry for my Spaniards, but that's just how it is. Anyway, guys, I'm getting off topic. The point is, very attractive, could have anyone, 35 and divorced, right? So, let's move on to another one, guys, that is also 30 if I recall correctly, and she's gonna cry for a bit, so let's listen to her.
I just got back from a first date and we matched on Hinge, and I just don't really know why I'm still doing all of these meaningless first dates that is leading nowhere. Like, at this point, I'm in my late 20s, I'm 28, I'm just so convinced that not everyone's lucky enough to find their lifetime partner, and I'm okay with it. Like, I finally came to a realization that I'm accepting that.
Am I the only one who thinks that she talks like a robot? I finally came to a realization that I am accepting that. Why do you make these pauses? Are you ChatGPT or something? Is this the new AI just making videos? I'm not using AI for these videos, guys, but why does she talk like a robot? Do all Asian people talk like robots?
That I might just be ended up being alone forever.
Oh, no, don't make me sad like that. Hampo, can you grab the tiny violin, please? Now, let's read some of the comments, guys. I had such a good time reading this. So we have this woman here crying, right? Oh, I'm single, I'm gonna be single forever. I forgot the age she mentioned, but first comment with the most likes. Now, imagine doing this and having to pay $300 each time to show effort, quote unquote. Brilliant. Brilliant comment, guys. Another one, at least you're not paying for it each time. Another one, I will recommend watching Kevin Samuels. Hell yeah. Another one, now imagine how the other side feels, the one who's wasting not only his time and effort, but his money too. Another one, obsessed with instant gratification, instant spark, instant compatibility, instant results. No one wants to let things grow organically anymore. That's why so many end up alone. Reality is starting to humble the ones who thought the grass will always be greener. New Flash, it's just turf. Brilliant comment. Again, so many good comments. Another one, the whole generations are cooked. People don't know they have to build a relationship. It doesn't happen out of thin air. What? You have to build a relationship, you say? But what about the spark then, you know? How do you build a relationship if there is no spark? Or if there is no immediate 100% compatibility? Because as far as I know, guys, when there is 95% compatibility, sorry, moving on to the next best thing, you know? I thought that was the winning strategy, but I may be wrong. And then we have... it's one date, how do you know it's leading nowhere? This is the creator, guys, the original poster. No chemistry. You can't make this up, guys. It's so good. You have all the comments from men telling her what the problem is. And then she replies with the problem. With being a dumbass. No chemistry, and I don't believe in sparks can grow also. So... there was no spark and no chemistry, and she doesn't believe that the spark can grow. Now, what is the spark? Nobody knows. The only thing we know is the spark is, coincidentally, only felt when going on a date with a 6'2" rich man. Okay? That's where the spark arises, and we don't know anything more about it. At this point, I have a very clear idea of what I want and don't want. Yeah, because I've been run through and by all the bad boys, and now I say... that I don't want to do that again, even though it's the thing that I'm still doing. It's ironic, guys, because now they have this massive list of standards, but of course, that's for the average Joes. That's the clue. Another one says, I'm 29 and I wasn't lucky enough to find someone either. You're not alone. Well, that was a very bad comment. It's a woman, guys, of course. You have all the men over here making funny jokes, funny comments, and then the first one that is mid is a woman, of course. But anyway, gentlemen, let's move on now to our article story. And I actually have two, depending on how long we want to make the video. Now, the first title is, I just found out about hobosexuals, and I realized I almost fell for one last summer. So what is a hobosexual? Is it someone that dates the hobo that lives under a bridge? We'll find out. I was listening to a dating podcast yesterday. You should listen to this one. When they mentioned the term hobosexual, people who date others primarily for housing. Oh, so women, in other words. Suddenly everything clicked about a situation I was in last year that left me confused and hurt. Sorry, I have this gut reaction to laugh whenever I understand that a woman is feeling hurt, you know? I'm just a psycho, guys. Not gonna lie. Now, let's continue. Last summer, I, 28 female, matched with a guy, 31 male on Hinge, who seemed absolutely perfect on paper. Great job as a graphic designer, funny text, similar interest, and incredibly charming. We dated for about 2 months and things were moving pretty quickly. Around the third week, he casually mentioned his lease was ending soon and he was stressed about finding a new place in our expensive city. I sympathized but didn't think much of it. As we continued dating, he started making comments like, "Your apartment is so cozy, and I could see myself in a place like this more and more frequently." So this guy hasn't read the part of the dictionary that talks about being subtle, you know, and he's making comments like, you know, your house, I could imagine myself living in it. In fact, I'm imagining living in it right now, and I'm liking it. In fact, I think you should maybe invite me to live in your house for free. Then he started leaving things at my place. First a toothbrush, then clothes, then his expensive drawing tablet, so we could spend more time together on weekends instead of him going back to his place to work. When he coincidentally scheduled apartment viewings in my neighborhood, I thought it was sweet. The red flag I ignored. One night over dinner, he suggested that instead of wasting money on 2 rents, maybe he could just move in with me temporarily until he found the right place. We'd only been dating for 6 weeks. At this point, I awkwardly deflected, saying it was too soon. So this woman got cold feet. Almost immediately, he became distant, text slowed down, dates were cancelled, and suddenly he was too busy with work to see me. 2 weeks later, he ghosted me completely. I was heartbroken and confused until yesterday when I heard about hobosexual. I'm so tired of all these sexualities, guys. Can we just call it for what it is? This is you can call it gold digger. You can say that he is materialistic. Why do we need a sexuality for everything, you know? I'm sorry for the ladies, but I get hard-ons with goth girls, alright? I'm not a goth sexual. No, I'm just the average man. And maybe I have a bit of preference towards fatherless women who also happen to listen to metal or be dressed in a specific way. I don't know. Why does everything need to be a sexuality nowadays? Anyways, he wasn't interested in me. He was interested in my apartment and saving on rent. When I didn't offer housing, he moved on to the next potential home. Yeah, you see, quite an ugly thing to do. Here's the thing though, women do that all the freaking time. On the first date, if on the first date you don't possess any materialistic bullshit like being a specific amount of height or having a specific lifestyle, or if you don't even pay for the date, I mean, half of these women appear on TikTok and say, no coffee dates. You have to pay $200 for the first date or I'm not going, right? So nothing shocking here. Looking back, there were so many signs. Yeah, like he straight up telling you that he could imagine living in your house rent-free. He never invited me to his place, claimed his roommates were difficult, always complimented my apartment more than me, and asked detailed questions about my lease and living situation. Has anyone else encountered this? Yeah, all men have encountered a version of this. What other dating red flags should we be watching for that might indicate someone has ulterior motives? Well, the video is 40 minutes. Let's read another one, guys. It's a short one. What do you think about the previous story? Are you a hobosexual yourself? Let me know down in the comments. 30s is hardest to date for men and women. Well, I disagree already, but let's have a read. People your age are in settling down mode with someone they have been dating on and off the past few years and not really interested in meeting new people. 2. You basically will have to wait 10 years when half of their marriage fail for them to be back on the market. Yeah, I'll tell you what, I'm not waiting on shit, alright? I'll tell you that right now. I'm not waiting on some women that I half like to get divorced. Maybe if she's a goth girl I think about it, but I think not. 3. If you look young and could attract someone from the younger crowd, society will try and guilt trip you out of it and make it even harder. It's a jungle out there. Well, welcome to the jungle. We got fun and games. We got everything you need. Okay, stop. Here's about the point 3 I want to mention, guys. I'm getting so off topic today. The society, what will society think, and they'll guilt trip you. As a man, you should not give a shit about society. Alright? I couldn't give less of a fuck what society thinks of me. Because here's the thing. This is the same society that has blamed you for years, calling you a misogynist for having the most basic standards, calling you a patriarchal pig for, I don't know, being a traditionalist, for wanting a family or something, telling you that you view women as tools if you just want to have a normal family and if you don't accept a woman with a triple-digit body count. Guys, this is the same society that has corrupt all over men and all over masculinity, and now I should care what society thinks? I don't give a shit. You know, kudos to Leonardo DiCaprio for not giving a flying flip about what society thinks. He's dating all the young baddies, and they are dating him as well, okay? It's an exchange of interest, and he just couldn't care less. He'll probably get in his 70s, and he'll pass away having an orgy with 15 hookers. That's how probably his life will end, which is not morally correct if you ask me, but hey, he just doesn't give a crap, and I respect that, you know, because nobody gives a crap about you as a man. Is society concerned about men unaliving themselves more often than women? Does society care when men drop out of high school more often or perform bad in high school more often? Does society care about the male loneliness epidemic and about the hoflation? Nobody is getting no shit other than the 10 out of 10 chads, alright? Who cares about you? And now we should care about society? No, middle finger to you. So, just you to you. The only thing society cares about is feminism and, oh, we need women in STEM. We need a 50% ratio of women in every single job that is high paying, because we don't need them in construction, for example, right? Not a big push for blue collar women, all right? It's just get out of here. Society doesn't care about you. Men have gone empto, they have gone red pill, because, you know, you have to look after yourself. Nobody will do. You're not a woman, you're not a child, and you're not a cute dog. Nobody cares about you, right? So, don't give a shit as well. But anyway, gentlemen, we'll leave it there. As mentioned, I was a bit tired today, guys. I think I don't even have the energy to take a visit to my goth girl, you know, and make her happy. So I'll just go rest. You know, I've tried to pick some mild TikToks. I don't know if I was successful, but gentlemen, the next upcoming days, I have a massive load of terrible TikToks that we have to go through. So this was your day off. Take a rest, soldier, and I'll see you next time. Please like and subscribe if you enjoy the content. Have a good one.